The Extreme Sport of Surfing, aired on 91X as part of 110% Sports in Belleville, Ontario, February 2009.
One sport that gets very little coverage, especially in Canada, is surfing. On a recent visit to Coco Beach, Florida, I decided to learn as much as I could about the sport by talking with the experts at Ron John's Surf School. And what better way to learn about a sport than to pull on a wetsuit and hit the waves yourself? John Mayberry is an instructor at the surf school. He talks about the importance of a lesson for beginners.
I see a lot of people that venture into the sport and they do it on their own. And they get very deterred and they get down on themselves because they find it to be quite impossible. And most of the time it's because they're trying to do it on their own. They're doing it with improper equipment or improper sized equipment. I mean, it's a great sport to get involved in, but I definitely recommend at least one surf lesson.
Mayberry has been surfing for close to 30 years. He has been a professional instructor for 7. He surfed around the world and taught in both Florida and Hawaii. He explains how important the right board is for beginners.
You really need a large surfboard in order to learn to surf. As an adult, you cannot surf on a shortboard. A shortboard would be any board about 7 foot in length and smaller would be considered a shortboard, which is more of a thrashing style, more of what people see on TV when they witness surfing.
Other than the equipment, another area that the instructors go over with the beginners is safety. As Vicki Wilson, the manager at Ron John Surf School, says, the focus for the school is safety first.
It's going to start out with safety, which covers the riptide, is a biggie part of that. Marine life, safety first. Safety is always first. Fun is second. And this usually is the highlight of most people's vacations.
As an instructor, Mayberry starts his lessons off with a briefing on safety. He talks about the dangers of riptides and encountering wildlife, such as jellyfish.
Riptides and rip currents are actually a very dangerous current, especially here on the East Coast. We have a lot of sandbars, and sandbars tend to form the rip currents and riptides the most. And basically, it's a really easy situation to escape from, provided you know what to do, and it's basically just swimming parallel to the beach, which would actually rescue yourself from getting pulled out to sea in a moving body of water. Of course, we also have some sea creatures or marine life out there. We do have some stingrays from time to time and some jellyfish. All pretty much cause the same sting reaction.
Okay, so we've covered the basic safety stuff to be aware of. At this time, me and my fellow future surfers, who are all sitting in our wetsuits inside, want to get in the water. Vicki Wilson tells us what happens next in the lesson.
The instructor teaches them how to pop up properly on the board and paddling technique, and so that they have an idea of once they hit the water, what it's going to be like, and then the rest of the time is spent surfing.
Alright, it's time to catch some waves. We get out into the water, paddle all the way out to our instructor. But then what? How do we judge a wave? Not to worry, an expert instructor like Mayberry has that covered.
As we spot the wave coming in as instructors, we'll prepare the students and tell them, okay, here we go, here comes a wave. We basically get them ready, we tell them to start paddling forward. We guide them right into the wave and give them a little push. And then from there on out, we tell them to pop up, usually just a couple seconds later, and then that's when they go ahead and perform that pop-up that we taught them on land.
After that, you're on your own, popping up and riding that wave until you run out of water or momentum and take one of many spectacular wipeouts. A fellow student at the school was John Hilborn, who had never tried surfing before. He gave his reactions to the experience.
It was a lot of fun. I never really thought I would be as good as I was at surfing the first time out, because you usually see people falling in the water all the time, but once you get on that wave, it's kind of a bit of a rush.
Once you get up on that first wave and feel that rush, surfing is something you will want to do over and over. Darren Matte, 110% Sports.